Hello, this is Brian and Brett again. We have finished the traverse, and now we're beginning, I believe, should be our last ascent. The final ascent to Reyes Peak. Like I said, it's a very short hike if you do it from the Reyes Peak trailhead. As I said, today was, for me, it was more about going to different spots and trying to get into some interesting botanical stuff. But I did have to get at least some type of a peak climb in today. And tomorrow, either tomorrow or Thursday, but I'm believing tomorrow will probably be more likely for us to hit Figueroa Mountain. That's going to be about a 4-mile hike and less than 1,000 feet of climbing, so it should be a pretty chill hike. It's on a dirt road the whole way, so probably none of this cross-country type stuff that I've been known to do. But as you can see here, it's hard to see through the camera, but sugar pines are getting much larger because we're on a north-facing slope right now. Getting bigger sugar pines over here. Yeah, this is definitely one of my spots. And the Jeffrey pines are so dense here. We got some white firs, of course. Got a little switch back here. Once we get past that first initial part where the trail forks off, or starts off pretty insane, it mellows out. So this is probably just the last push right here. So I'm just taking my time. I'm taking my sweet time. It's not really late in the morning yet. Still got time to go from here to another spot. Yeah, it is. But I think we're coming up pretty soon on the final tidbit here. Let's see. Last little bits can lead us up here. Should be a rock outcropping at the top. Small rock scramble at the very end. It is. It's so nice and shady and cool up here. Love this. I know. That's why I love it. So, looks like this is leading us kind of a slightly roundabout fashion. I guess what it does, it's been a few years since I've been here, so I remember the whole kit caboodle, but definitely remember the little traverse along the ridge before this final push. Looks like it kind of forks off here. Probably go either way. Probably meets up at the same spot anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna see if this way's more chill or what. Let's see. breath for a second.
Oh, yes.
Looking out towards Lockwood Valley.
That's going towards Santa Barbara.
That's going over towards, let's see, this is looking northwest. So probably towards interior Santa Barbara and Kern counties.
I wonder if that's the way we're headed.
Tomorrow, we're going to be, well, today we're going to be heading toward, we're going to be more on the coastal side of Santa Barbara when we're there. I guess that left fork kind of fades out, so I guess it's just walk along the ridge, I guess. Go for it. Just gonna catch my breath for a minute, just relax. Let's enjoy the views up here. I hope it came out well for you, because I know I've been trying to get some good footage too. Go for it. We're on vacation. We're here to enjoy ourselves, buddy. This is just such beautiful backcountry here. Oh wow. Oh yeah? Oh man, it's so awesome up here. Just love this view. This view is very addicting. Looking at this. Looking over towards Ventura, towards the end of Ventura County, towards southwestern Kern County and eastern Santa Barbara County. Probably on a really good clear day, you could probably, I wouldn't be surprised if you could see some of the coast ranges, possibly over towards maybe San Luis Obispo County. But yeah, my friend looks like we're gonna be, I guess looks like he's getting some pretty good footage of this area too, because it's just a lot. I believe this is the final push right here. I believe it's got to be the final push. So I'm hoping within a couple minutes you guys will be looking at the summit of Reyes Peak. If you check on my Peakery page, you'll see my first summit when I did this in Haddock Mountain. You can probably see that on my Peakery page. Like I said, I didn't film any of that hike, but I did take copious photographs for Peakery. Haven't really been using Peakery lately. Last time I used it was back in April, when I was trying to log my climb for Pacifico Mountain and Peak 6178, and I tried to upload it with all the pictures, YouTube video clips, and text, and every time it failed on me every time, so I haven't used it since. So I've had haven't had a lot of peak climbs since then, but I'm starting to pick up the pace again. Now I know when I was coming here, I was starting to kind of throw out some of the stuff in my backpack and my duffel bag. I hope I didn't accidentally throw away the hiking footage I took at Cowell's Mountain in San Diego Mission Trails. So what happened is I put it in a vinyl glove, because I didn't have a little plastic case to put it in, put it in my duffel bag, I think. I hope I didn't accidentally throw it out. If I did, I'm going to be devastated. So I did a hike up Coles Mountain the other day, just 2 days ago, and it was absolutely beautiful hike because I did it the long way from Big Rock Park, combination Mesa Road, Mesa Trail, Big Rock Trail, and Coles Service Road. But I hope I didn't actually throw it away, because I think I had some vinyl gloves in there that I might have thrown away. Well, let's see. Just about here. My friend's a little distance off. He's just shooting some video and checking out the trees. But just about to crown Reyes Peak. This will be my second visit up here. So here we are. This is the summit area, Reyes Peak. 7,510 feet above sea level. First, for the last few steps, which will require a minor rock scramble. Let's see. Actually, maybe it's over there. Let me see here. Let's see. There's a rock outcropping up here at the top. Let's see. So remember, there was a survey marker on top of Reyes Peak. It's either going to be this one. So it's been a few years since I've been here, so gotta remember if this is it or the little rock outcropping over there is it. Let's see if I can find the benchmark. Because the benchmark's on the peak. I don't think this is it. I don't think this is the rock. So let me see here. This might actually be a false summit. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna poke around the rocks and see if I can see a survey marker, because I remember there was a benchmark. But I remember there was a class 2 boulder to climb that wasn't too insanely bad. There's another, like I said, there's another dip and a hill over there. Let's see if I can remember which is which. I don't remember. I remember it being a larger rock outcrop. I think we got to go to that little hill over there. I think so.
Because we have two coming last time.
I think so. So if we see a trail going that way, then we know. Yeah, I see. It looks like it's a footpath over there. So we're gonna go over to here, because I remember the rock outcropping was a little different than that. Yeah, I remember that there was a more complex rock jumble at the top.
Yeah, it was.
So I think that's it.
Yeah.
And looked like they were a little easier for me to climb.
Yeah. Looked like you could get better footing on them.
I think they were, if I remember correctly, I think they were class 2, but maybe some very gentle class 3, if that, if even that. Let's go over here.
There's a higher, Reyes Peak is higher.
Yeah, I think we're going over here. Yeah, because I see a used trail over there too. and it goes up towards that rock outcropping.
Yeah, I think we hit some false summit. Last time there were maybe 1 or 2 false summits. I don't know if this was one of them, but I think it was one of
so.
Summit. I think it was over there, the other false summit, because we hit a false summit or 2 last time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is going to be it here, I believe. Yeah, because there's a use. I think probably should have taken the right use trail. It probably would have been a little more direct.
Because last time we had some trail disappear or something. I think we had
probably did.
Trail disappeared. I think on the way up or the trail towards the Reyes Peak.
Let's see here. Yeah, this is probably it. Yeah, you see a really clearly defined use trail here, going this way too.
Yeah, you can.
So I think. All right. Yeah, this is gonna be it here.
Yeah, because I remember that we were here. I remember we were being at these rides.
Yes, this is it.
Here.
So folks, we are now just about to officially. Yeah. Yeah.
You were in this area. I could totally not remember it. Oh,
ooh, yeah, a little slippery.
Next time we'll do
oh, here we go, folks. So that's.
Yeah, because we were on this rock boulder.
Yes.
I remember. We were chilling a little bit. I saw some of those lizards, I think.
There was a whole group of fence lizards up here.
There's one sitting in this area, a big male. I think he was going up and back in.
There were a lot of them up here.
I think there's a young woman that says she's a high person.
Yeah. Whew. We're almost there.
We gotta climb up this one.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember it now.
Yeah, see if we can find an easier way.
I remember this stuff now. Plain clearly. I can't.
This is kind of a small class 3.
Yeah, I remember this one.
Oh boy, hold on.
Now I can clearly remember.
Yeah, this is actually a small class 3.
This now.
Not super bad, but
no.
Plenty of.
The one you met at Red Peak is worse.
Oh.
That one I couldn't walk all the way with you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm running. I think I'll stay about the slope.
I can see the benchmark too.
Cool.
So, thinking about going up this crack in here. Yeah. This is a class 3 boulder right here.
This is like a current, some type of gooseberry, or what is that?
It looks like, I think it's Sierra current.
I can't believe I
or a wax current. I think it's wax current.
That's the one I had.
I think.
Wax current. Remember I had. They didn't get very far though. Fortunately. But next time I will try it again.
Here we are. Woo! Here we
yeah, it was around this time last year.
Yeah, well,
I was able to get some.
Usually in October.
Yeah.
Okay. Finally. Reyes Peak. Oh yeah, for people to sign their names. Go for it. Heck yeah. Yeah. So here are the views from Reyes Peak. Just looking over towards the Santa Monica Mountains in Ventura and LA counties. Ventura County coast. Santa Barbara County over there. Kern County. And the parts of the Central Valley. And there's Haddock Mountain over there. Just wanted to make a short hike to enjoy climbing a peak and seeing a bunch of trees today. My friend's gonna try to open up the ammo the summer register.
Okay.
Those things are always a pain to open.
Oh yeah, they are.
But here we have it. Beautiful Pacific Ocean and Channel Islands views. I can see boats sailing out there. It's just awesome. More views towards the Lockwood Valley.
Yes.
Awe-inspiring. But that hill over there looks like it's pretty close to the same elevation. That hill is just, I remember the benchmark being on a much more jumbled rock pile. So it requires a couple of short, very basic class 3 moves, nothing really too bad. But here you have it. Reyes Peak. Finally shooting video of this area. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next clip. Should be at least another clip or two on the way down. Hello, this is Brian again. So we're on the way back. Friend and I are just admiring some of these young Jeffreys that are growing. This is definitely a relatively young forest here, because this area probably was logged years ago or disturbed. But we're just admiring even the young trees here are really taking nice shape here. And we just came down from the end of the peak, the descent from the main peak, and we're just back on the traverse. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna film some along the traverse. I didn't film much on it before, so I'll get a little footage of it. My friend and I are just finishing. We finished coming down from the peak. We spent a little time up there signing the register and enjoyed the views. And now we're just admiring the forest because it's the return. So yeah, Reyes Peak. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
This is see the way the branch structure is on this tree. This was probably a Jeffrey pine.
Yes.
And it was probably one of those that had the windswept tops, judging by the structure of this.
Look at
Yeah. This was probably a Jeffrey pine that was windswept, like some of the ones up here on the ridge are. And a lot of those that are windswept at the top, they call it flagging. If you ever, some of them are starting to show a little flagging there. That's a little bit when the top flattens out and it bends in the leeward direction of the wind. It's called flagging, and it's a very common phenomenon, especially in windy portions of the mountains where these trees grow. And there will be several examples here, but what I've noticed, I've seen a lot of that in the San Gabriel Mountains, where I used to be able to go hiking before I moved down to near San Diego. You'll notice a lot of wind-swept Jeffrey pines, especially along Angeles Crest Highway and on south-facing slopes, because the predominant wind comes out of the south and west. Here, I'm assuming that's probably the same thing. Our wind's coming out from the north, so it's an offshore wind, but it does happen, especially this time of year, falls, when we get more offshore winds prevailing during the fall and early winter months. And then when the winter rains and snows up here, of course, settle in, it's usually a roller coaster of onshore versus offshore flow. That's one thing you'll notice about SoCal winters. So we're just following this little use trail. Yeah, I didn't really film as much on the ridge traverse, so that's why I'm doing another clip now. And my friend and I are just walking along it. So this is if you do it the short way from the Reyes Peak trailhead, it's actually a pretty easy hike. A little steep, a little slippery at first. The first stretch of the trail, when you branch off, take the right fork again to come up here. It's kind of steep and loose, so just take your time. And then it gradually mellows out to this little ridge traverse, which is a very easy walk in the park. And then you have a little bit of steep uphill when you gain the summit.
Going down.
Yeah, see, my friend prefers going downhill.
Yeah.
He feels more control when he's hiking downhill. I've always felt more control when I was hiking uphill, even though I'm huffing and puffing my lungs out. And then on the downhill part is where I'm usually trying to be extra careful, because my feet, I get too much momentum. So downhill's where I almost always where I run into trouble, unless it's extremely steep, and then I'll run into trouble on both end up and then down. Yeah, I've thrown. Oh yeah, Galena Peak over on Yucaipa Ridge, above Mill Creek and the San Bernardinos. Yeah, my friend and I were talking about hiking Galena Peak, and
I don't know why.
well, yeah, I was going to want to try that one day. What you have to do is hike through Mill Creek Wash. You park at the Vivian Creek Trailhead. You hike up Mill Creek, and then once you get towards you start getting towards this big head wall. That's like a big bowl-shaped head wall, and you have to start climbing up the sand, the loose soil and scree getting up there, just to get to the jump off called Mill Creek Jump Off at basically the head of the canyon. That part is where it starts getting insane. But then, of course, then you have to go along the ridge to get to Galena Peak after you get the jump off. And I was thinking about that one day, but maybe when I'm in better shape for that kind of stuff. Because I think it's about, if I remember correctly, I think it's about an 8-mile hike round trip. I don't know for sure, but it's supposed to be over 3,000, probably about 3,300 feet of elevation gain over a very short distance. So and a lot of the steepness of the hike comes when you're getting to the head wall or the Mill Creek Jump Off. So that's where most of your elevation gain comes, and then probably a little bit along the jagged ridge of Kuiper Ridge. But that's something maybe a bucket list hike sometime down the road. I'm not really tripping off that too much right now. But here we are, back to beautiful Reyes Peak Use Trail. Just going along the small ridge traverse and beautiful Ventura County backcountry views. Check this out, man. It's so peaceful up here.
Yes, it is.
So peaceful. I love this. Yes, it is a delicious scenery. There you go. I'm glad you saw the light. It is. It's funny too. Ah, man. Beautiful boulders up here too. Oh man. Wow. A lot of beautiful weathered rocks up here. I don't know if this is what they call the Sespe Formation. I'm not sure. Well, I know we're near it. I don't think this is in it.
Yeah.
But I know if you take the Reyes Peak, the actual official U.S. Forest Service trail going beneath Reyes Peak, you eventually, I think in short order, you hit the actual wilderness. I don't think this is part of the Sespe Wilderness here. I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, we did. We did hit the Sespe Wilderness when we took after we did Reyes Peak, we went back down the junction.
Yeah.
And we went all the way to Haddock Mountain. Yeah, because I remember seeing a wilderness sign along the way in there.
That was amazing.
Yeah, that was some of the best scenery.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
So actually, I think some of the luscious scenery is along that trail, because it's a huge chunk of it's on a north-facing slope. So you look.
Those big white fir,
That's where the huge white firs and the really big sugar pines are growing. This area, there's some pretty decent ones.
But that over there was really loud.
Some of those were just out of control,
yeah,
huge.
They were. That was really booming over there.
It was. It was an absolutely amazingly lush forest. Those are galls. Those are definitely not. Those are definitely not the seeds. Those are some type of gall from some kind of insect. I've seen those galls on some of the other ceanothus shrubs in the San Gabriel and San Bernardino mountains too. I've seen those a lot. I don't know what kind of gall that is, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm not that lucky.
So what happens is we're gonna go around this false summit here. Kind of looks tempting to climb, to be honest with you. You know me, I like to do some off the beaten path. Well, coffee berry, it depends on the elevation, but Frangula californica subspecies tomatella can go anywhere from mostly evergreen to semi-deciduous.
Oh, okay.
Or it will shed some of its leaves during the course of fall and winter.
Okay.
and then we'll start. Sometimes they'll have just a few leftover leaves.
Yeah.
And I've seen a few occasionally that go just about completely leafless too.
Oh, but up here you think it's trying not to. Are we too early maybe to see that?
A little bit, because since they're not really. They're more of like a later deciduous. They take longer than, say, the oaks and the maples and the gooseberries, the currants.
I might see deciduous.
These ones are later deciduous. They'll probably be shedding their leaves probably even during the winter as opposed to before it.
Okay, that's pretty intense.
But not all of them are going to do it the same way. Some of them will shed some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them will shed most of them. It really depends on it. It's crazy.
They're different individuals.
Individually, yeah. Very different individually.
Brian, that's awesome. Well, I love it.
Me too, and it's why it's just so awe-inspiring just to be around this stuff. Yes. And as I was talking about in the previous video, I was talking about flagging. Well, the trees are windswept. Well, you can see some of these trees are windswept from the north because of the constant Santa Ana winds during the fall and winter months. Hey, go for it. That's why we're here. This is what I was talking about earlier, flagging. These Jeffrey pines will not grow very large. And
that's why the sugar pines aren't really the biggest.
that's why. Because it's more exposed where we are.
Yeah.
Down there, it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
That's where the tall forest is. Down there, that's I think around the beginning of it, somewhere down there. If you get to the actual Forest Service trail. Yes. Of course.
And I don't know if the white clay even looked like they had a good copy of it.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I don't think I really.
It doesn't look like much of a year, unfortunately, for seed. The drought is definitely affecting the reproduction. It's just luckily that this forest hasn't been hit with a big mortality like some of the other areas.
Yeah, because a lot of them we've seen.
Especially near Fraser Park.
Yes.
There's quite a bit of them.
That's one of the worst.
Yeah, usually the ponderosas are ponderosas and sugar pines are usually some of the first trees to get hit.
If it ain't blister rust or something, the sugar pine stuff.
Bark beetles.
Yeah.
Bark beetles, because the sap, this tree doesn't produce as much sap when it's stressed from drought.
Right.
And sap is what flushes the bark beetles out.
And that's why they're on the cones to also deter things from eating some of the seeds. So it's also protects the seeds.
Exactly, it allows some progeny. Exactly.
So is it that guy?
Gosh, nature this is why I like to be out here.
Yeah.
Totally why.
It's amazing. Thank you for
Of course, man. Of course, basically when I go on vacation, it's a standing invitation. If I'm telling, yeah. Until it happens, we'll just keep doing the same. We'll just keep doing the same thing. That's what it's all about. Just awe-inspiring views.
Yes, these shorts are. I think I'm gonna walk toward that way and make a
Sure.
real quick.
You gonna do it on this side?
Oh, they might be great. This is something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna do.
Amazing down there. Just awe-inspiring how close the ocean looks. Like you can just grab out and go to it. It's like you can almost walk to the beach from up here, just the way it looks.
Yes, yes.
It's just insane. Love it. Views up here.
Look how dense it is.
I know.
Conifers?
Yeah, there's some down there. Probably big cone Douglas firs in the canyons.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, maybe put back on I know. Okay, step up, man. Step up. Get off.
That was kind of crazy. Yeah, I don't want not trying to bother it, but it's.
Not to hurt it, but just to make it so it tastes like a rump.
It's kind of annoying when it does that.
That'd be sad.
Alright, that was kind of annoying. Sorry you guys had to see that. It was just kind of a little too close for comfort. A little.
Yeah, those bees. I've been stung once, but I guess it didn't hurt that bad. As bad as I thought. I guess because it
Was it a honeybee or bumblebee?
It was a bumblebee, I think.
Yeah, yeah, I've only been stung by bumblebees. I've never been stung by a honeybee. Thankfully, never been stung by Africanized honeybees, the killer bees.
Remember when you and me were at the Fullerton Dam, the picture we took? I still got the pictures of us.
Yeah.
There were population. Remember when you thought those were Africanized honeybees?
I was wondering if that's what those were.
Because I'm like, if they were, thank God we did not stir them up.
Yeah.
Because if we did, we would be in some crap.
We would be in some
deep
dump.
Look at some of these acorns. There's acorns on
Oh yeah. This is a shrubby form of canyon live oak right here, Quercus chrysolipus, and they actually have acorns still developing on them.
Well, yeah, I guess a little too early. So then that means maybe I have some hope.
There were some developing in some other areas too.
Yes. So I might still have a shot in San Bernardino National Forest.
Beautiful. Maybe. But yeah, when I was in the St. Gabriel's yesterday, the black oaks really didn't have much of anything at all.
Yeah, you know what? I wonder if
Not much of anything.
Yeah, San Bernardino's gonna have to go check that out.
Yeah. What's the sad thing is, it's just like even the black oaks really. I think the drought's affecting them. Their fall color is not as vibrant, and it's later starting.
I noticed the patches that you pointed out to me coming up here.
Yeah.
Certain spots were not as vibrant as last year.
Yeah.
They were more reddish. And that's how you.
Some of them had more red in them. Yeah.
And now it's more orange. I think they're not as red when there's drought. When the trees are drought.
Yeah.
The black oak and maples too. Big leaf maples. And Yosemite Valley, I seen them going to yellow more than the red, but I seen some.
Yeah,
red,
that's a
orange.
typical. You see some more of the orangish colors too.
Yeah. And sometimes I seen some with hints of pinkish reddish.
Really?
Yeah, I seen some.
I would love to see that on a big leaf maple fall color.
I seen some going toward reddish mold.
Wow. Yeah. Well, yeah. I remember when you and I were at Sherman, we were going down Sherman Pass Road. There were a bunch of black oaks that had more of an orangish red cast to them as opposed to the yellow like they usually do.
Yeah. Yes.
That's crazy. I know it happens sometimes, and sometimes I'm lucky enough to catch it, but
I guess it depends on
not
the
very
year
often.
too, and how good the rain is, how good the snow and rain pack is.
Yeah.
Maybe the water may be source.
I'll see you on the next clip. We're going to continue hiking along this.